Welcome to Cleveland Real Estate Investor. On this podcast, you will hear about every aspect of the real estate investment business. We will talk to rockstar investors about their businesses, how they built them, where they came from, and where they're going. Who am I? I'm Joe Lieber, and I've made millions of dollars in the real estate investment business over the last 20 years. If you're ready to hear the good and bad from a guy who's learned this business from the school of hard knocks and get educated by some badass entrepreneurs, then put your helmet on, strap on your chin strap, and let's ride.
Yo, what up, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Cleveland Real Estate Investor. So today's show is going to be something I hope I can bring a lot of value to you, and it's about lead generation. And as we all know, the market is constricting. Things are constricting, especially up here in Cleveland, Ohio. Things are getting harder to get good opportunities, and when you get them, no one really wants to wholesale them. If I want to take them down and do retail or turnkey or keep them as rentals. And when the market constricts, we still have to have deal flow. We still got to do deals. So today on the show, I'm going to talk to you about going a mile deep and an inch wide. And here's what I mean by that. So we see people graduate. I call them graduates. They graduate from these ballrooms. They go to a weekend event and guru teaches them to buy an absentee owner list, abandoned house, whatever, and go direct mail it. Just go shoot it out there. If it's a different text mailing address, it's a lead. Mail. That approach to me is going a mile wide and an inch deep. Like, how motivated is that lead? We don't know that person's situation. Are they motivated to sell? Are you just kind of shotgunning that out there, right? Hoping somebody wants to sell. What I like to do is go deep, right? So let's talk about what that means. You have to find somebody, a motivated seller is someone who has a unique situation going on. There's a trigger, there's a reason, there's a probate, someone passed away, there's a code violation. Dude, for those of you that don't know, City of Cleveland is getting super aggressive with coming at you for code violations. These inspectors are out full force. Not to mention the whole lead thing going on right now. I don't want to get started on that. That's a whole other episode, but I can tell you from personal experience, you might want to sell. If you don't have your stuff dialed in and you catch a lead case, it's not cheap to renovate that. So if you have a lead with someone, for example, a lead case, how motivated is that person? The answer is very motivated. What about divorces? People want to get rid of assets, their lives are changing, delinquent taxes, utility disconnects. All those things are considered triggers on why someone would want to sell. That's what you have to go after. You have to dial down on leads like that, where there's a situation. And if there's a situation, the likelihood of that person wanting to sell escalates, and sell at a discount, I want to add. So then there's something called list stacking, right? And what that means is you're stacking the situation to intensify the likelihood of that person wanting to sell at a discount. So let's take an example. Let's say there's a probate, right? And there's been a death and someone probably needs to sell an asset quickly. But what if it's vacant? Wow, that's another stack, right? So we're stacking it on top. So now there's a vacant death. Well, now what if there's a code violation on top of that? Oh, there's three things, right? The lead's getting hotter, right? So there's a death, it's vacant, and there's a code violation, all right? What if there's a utility disconnect? What about you look up and you see that there's delinquent taxes? How hot is that lead? It's hot. List stacking is what they call that. And I like to focus in just on things like that, right? Where there's triggers, there's situations. Those are the hottest leads. It cuts my direct mail marketing costs down. It cuts everything down. And I'm just honing in on some of the best stuff. So that's the great takeaway that I want to explain to you today. It's not just by doing shotgun approach marketing, by having a banner, a bandit sign out on 480 off ramp over there saying, "I buy houses cash." I mean, you're going to sift through a lot of leads. You're going to kiss a lot of frogs to get that one prince. So what are some different ways to contact these people? Well, we know direct mailing is one. What about calling? Skip tracing, getting information, calling them. I know there's a lot of controversy with RVMs right now, ringless voicemail. I don't do it personally. I've heard about the $10,000 fines people are getting. I don't really want anything to do with it. But it seems like direct mail is probably one of the best ways. And when you have a hot lead like that, you can damn near drop off a handwritten note to them at their door. You could almost door knock it if there's someone is in the property. There's a few different ways to actually contact them. And then what happens? What do you do if you get one? So this is the funny part, right? I see a lot of wholesalers, newer guys that go out there and they take this advice and they start stacking their lists and they dial in the best stuff. And then they get one. They get a yes. I'll do it. I'll sell you my house at a discount. You're like, yeah, I got a deal. But now I don't have the money. And then the second part of this business starts. Now I got to find the money, right? So if you're a wholesaler, you got to get rid of it. You got to build your buyer's list. That's one of the reasons why I'm putting this podcast out there to you. It's an outlet. You know, I'm a cash buyer. If you have wholesale deals, I'm here. I lend money. Maybe you do want to keep it and take it down. You know, this might be an opportunity for you to get some private lending. You don't know exactly who to call, who to talk to. You know, I'm trying to be that guy. Or I'm even starting to do joint ventures right now, where if you have that deal, but you don't have money, maybe you can do the work or have the contractor if you don't have the buyer. I mean, really what's going on is there's 4 components to this, right? First, you got to get the house, right? You need the acquisition. Then you need the money. There's the financial part of it. Then there's the operations, which means the rehab. From turning utilities on, maybe pulling permits, getting through code violations, dealing with contractors. And the fourth part is having a buyer. You know, who's going to buy it? And I've been doing a lot of joint ventures where out of those 4 pieces, I bring something to the deal, something to the table. Maybe you're bringing the acquisition, I'm bringing the money. You're bringing the operations, I'm bringing the buyer. It's a great joint venture, isn't it? I mean, I have contacts, I have buyers all over the world, literally all over the world for property in Cleveland, Ohio, you know, and it creates opportunities. So if you get something and you worked hard to get the deal and you still want to let it go, let's joint venture. Let me lend to you. Or if you just want out, I'd love to just buy it. I'll give you your wholesale fee. You know, here you go. Have a good time. Go find another one. You're out. None of your own money involved. That's the real no money down real estate deals, right? So just going into that a little bit, instead of going a mile wide and an inch deep and just going on the surface, better to really try to dial in. I really think it's going to cut down your marketing efforts, and you can hit them a couple times that way. If you know you got a hot lead that you stacked, hit them 3 or 4 times. Hit them multiple ways. Get their cell phone number. Skip trace that. Text message them. There's a situation. Drop off a door hanger. There's just multiple ways to try to really dial in when you know you got something. So hopefully that helps. Hopefully that'll help you a little bit and get yourself some more deals. And that's it. That's all I got for you today. I hope I added some value, and I look forward to hope you tune into another show.
This is thepodcastfactory.com.